Alex?
Then 3 of us have been playing guitars and stuff together since we were about 13. Yeah, we all went to primary school together, and in fact preschool. Ads joined the band 4 or 5 years ago now.
2000.
Yeah, and that's when things really started to wisen up. Yeah, we're doing 3-piece, like kind of poppy, punky stuff.
Punk kind of crap. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good fun.
It was fun. Exactly right.
We just geared up for some band comp and got a couple of songs together, and that was kind of the new beginning. Instrumentally based kind of tracks, although there were vocals at that period.
At the moment, it's mainly kind of one of these two. Comes with a guitar riff to practice, and we kind of will add our little bits to it, add our own little colour.
We'll work on one song for 3 months. Just that's all we really work on. We'll play a couple of tracks off the set and just chip away at the one piece.
There's a framework, you know, but the structure is always there.
Even when it does come together, it always changes.
7 or 8 minutes.
10. Drifting, I think it's 10 and a half.
I think it's, yeah,
11,
11:50. I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. It's indulgent, isn't it?
Yeah. Often we draw maps, because often there might be kind of 12 parts, like layered parts. It's by no means a verse-chorus kind of structure. One of us will chase off in a different direction, and often it's the only way we can get our head around it is by the map. Nev's always the map drawer.
Really hilarious happening.
What about the gig you had to move your car mid-set? That was a clanger. Remember that? Rocking hard, and then like the bar chick came up to us and she's like, "Excuse me, is that your car out the back?" And you had to go out the back. You remember that in the car park? You blocked someone in. The momentum of the gig just went. There's probably, out of the songs that we play live and the songs we recorded, there's probably just as many songs, if not more, that we've had and jammed to a certain point and just cut them and lost them and they're gone, forgotten. You know, they might be recorded on some tape somewhere.
Dads, I
4
think.
years.
Yeah, 4 years or so.
Alright, it's actually longer. 2000, I can always forget you.
What was it, 2000?
2000, so we got
6 years. Fuck. Yeah. I mean, there was already a few bands with the name Audiophile. UK, US, and apparently Perth or something. There was a time where we really embraced the name, but we had a bar of it and wanted to start fresh with a new release, a new name, and
we've got a 10-inch that we put out ourselves, a 10-inch record for selling at gigs, and the album comes out in 2 weeks, sorry, 4th of November, and then that's our debut. That's it.
We have tracked a bunch of early songs ourselves and made up discs, handmade packaging, and sold them to shows. However, the 10-inch is the first official, like, kind of real release. Took us quite some time. We seem to drag the Serial Pest to our gigs. Do you know the Serial Pest? Peter Hall? He's a madman. At a recent Newcastle Knights football game, he fucking rode out into the middle of the field on an old posties tricycle with a basket full of kittens. And but yeah, he comes to heaps of our gigs and he runs a fucking muck. Like, he's doing these kind of things, and he'll often bring signs along, and I think his word for last gig was arrows, arrows, arrows. Early days, in fact, early 3-piece days, he'd often bring an acoustic guitar to our gigs, and he'd scream at the top of his lungs at the back of the room, playing and singing to our stuff. So if you ever see him around and he's running amok, address him by his first name, Peter, and it puts him straight back into place, and he snaps out of it. So remember that. Most of us buy our music on vinyl, and I don't know, you kind of get hooked on wax. In fact, I don't even really know why. It's a combination of just the packaging, the artwork, it's the weight. It kind of seems more real. I'm just so not interested in downloading music and just having it as files on your computer. Like, it's just, I mean, I guess it means music is far more accessible to such a wider audience. However,
if you go out and you're buying, you reckon you spend your $30 to go on, that's the fucking album that I want to buy, and you buy it, you're going to appreciate you taking on, you're going to listen to the fucker.
Not so much that I'm opposed to undercutting the artist so much, but for me, just downloading music and not having the artwork and being able to easily kind of read about, you know, where the records were tracked and who's involved, blah blah blah, whatever. I just think
and actually hold it as well.
Yeah, hold it.
I can't imagine
so
ever
important.
buying something online, like to download an album and pay for it. You know, but like buying individual songs, like a band puts out an entire album, that's how it's meant to be. But you can just go, no, I just want that song, and it's kind of
like just picking one, you know, chapter out of a novel.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Certainly not what we're about. I mean, I guess our record, it's quite a story, I guess.
The Newcastle music scene.
Do you guys feel that you're living in the shadow of Silverchair?
Fuck no. No. I don't know. There's a lot of crap.
Lots of younger bands coming through now, trying to be like the Strokes, and I don't know. It does feel a bit stale in Newcastle, and I think it's a real struggle, particularly because of the lack of venues. I know it'll sound like a broken record. It's probably a topic very commonly spoken about, not so much in Melbourne, comparatively to say 8 or 9 years ago in Newcastle. Like that's what the scene was, like total DIY, loads of bands, loads of kids getting out and just running amok. That was just when we were starting out, and we were able to play a few shows at that time, and it was just a fucking different place in Newcastle for live bands. It was at the prime for our generation anyway. The
Maybe
prime
just
of the
like
local
bowling
scene.
clubs, shitty bowling clubs would turn into like an all-age venue at night. Maybe everything would be packed, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That's gone. In fact, one of them they pulled that bolo down, Izzo Bolo. It's gone.
Yeah.
Not even there anymore.
Rumour has it that one of you guys was one of the most eligible bachelors in Sydney at one point.
Who was it?
No, it wasn't one of the most eligible bachelors. Just in a street press, it was the 10 most so hot right now guys in the indie scene in Sydney, and I happen to be number one. So that was
Number one.
that was it.
How have you found? Have you found you've had a lot to live up to after that?
Well, obviously a lot more girls came to our shows after that.
Did they? I didn't see it.
No.